The Seattle Seahawks just had one of the greatest and ugliest beatdowns that I think I've ever seen. This game was weird for many reasons because in a literal blink of the eye, the score was 28 to nothing. I mean, like it was literally by I think what was it by the 2 minutes into the second quarter? It was it was 28 to nothing. So, like the game was already out of reach. We always say like, "Oh, this game was over before it started." Uh this game was literally over before it started. But then a couple like weird turnovers and fumbles and Sam D, I mean they were beating the Cardinals by so much that then the Seahawks had Sam D had one pass attempt in the second half. That's it. Literally one pass attempt in the second half. I mean, he was 10 for 12 for the whole game. I mean, just a crazy game obviously for many reasons. Um it was like it's not all blowouts are created equal, and I I think Seattle got up so big so fast that it then just I don't know, it just then turned into just kind of like we're hanging out. We're going to just like almost like a scrimmage type thing. Like it was just it had such a weird feel to it, honestly. And like I said, a couple untimely turnovers then made the score. It was never close, not even for a second, but it just changed up the feeling and the flow of the game. And because then you're looking at like, well, what does Seattle want to do, right? When you're up that big, it's like, what does Seattle even want to do? Do they want to work on some plays? Do they want to build some connections? Uh, do they just want to just hand the ball off and just milk the clock? I mean, like there's I don't think there's any necessarily right or wrong answer in that case, but in football when you really do have such a massive lead like that, there's only so much to do. There's just only so much to do in that moment, and you're trying to just keep everyone healthy, which unfortunately the Seahawks weren't necessarily able to do that. And then because of that, and now you have a backup lineman, and that led to like a fumble. So like it was it was just a weird game. At one point I'm watching this game and I'm like, oh man, this is going to be the easiest video ever to make about them and talked about them on Monday. Sam Darnold looks like he's about to throw for like 400 yards and like 5 touchdowns, and like it's just going to be like an absolute avalanche of just mayhem of points. Um, but like I said, they went up so big so quickly that they're just kind of like, yeah, we'll kick field goals. Yeah, we'll just hand the ball off. Yeah, we'll just hand the ball off. Yeah, we'll just hand the ball off. Like it just didn't matter. There was just not enough possessions. That's what they even talk about in the broadcast. They're like, "Oh, we're probably wondering why you're kicking a field goal." And they're like, "It's just possessions." They go up 4. Like, yeah, they want to work on stuff, but like they're up by 4 possessions, and it doesn't like really matter, and then the defense still wants to play defense like they do, but it's just different. It's just different because then you had what? DeMarcado rip off a couple big runs, right? He had the 55-yard long run. I mean, it was just I don't know. It's just a weird game. A weird game, which is weird to say when you win 44 to 24. Um, I mean, the two scooping scores and I mean, let me see here. Yeah. I mean, the third quarter, okay, the Seahawks had one play for 0 yards, an interception, 3 plays for 1 yard and a fumble. Okay. Then the fourth quarter had 13 plays, 79 yards, field goal, 7 plays, 30 yards, field goal, punt. Then of course just the 6 plays, 8 yards in the game. So just a bizarre flow to it, honestly. Yeah. I don't know. It's just this game. It's funny because, we've been talking Sam Donald up so much and the Seattle Seahawks up so much, and you know, they're elite. They're a top team through and through in my book, and it's just as clear as day. And then when you win so big, you want to be able to be like, this is how good we are. This is how dominant we are. But this game again, the way how it unfolded, the way how the Seahawks scored, and then the way how they had a couple of their own mishaps, like 1, 2, you 2, 3, 4, right? 4 fumbles. Not all lost, of course. Um, but you then had the interception, so you had the scoop and scores. Like everyone's scoring off of turnovers. Like I don't know. There was more turnovers in the second half by the Seahawks than there were pass attempts. Like that's why a game like this feels weird. And again, to be very clear, you should feel great. You're a Seahawks fan. Obviously, you should feel great, feel positive, feel happy, feel good, right? You would want a cleaner game, but this game just got broken open like in a blink of the eye. Like it was literally a blink of the eye where you're just like, what is going on right now? How did we get here? And it's funny because I really kind of just stopped taking notes at that point because I'm like, what am I gonna say? Right? The score is 35 to nothing. And then it's just like, okay, and you end the half and it's 387. And so from my viewpoint is I'm just kind of like, doesn't even really matter what else happens from that point on. But then a couple of these like, weird goofy things happen, and again, the Seahawks aren't even necessarily trying at that point because then they're just like, we're just handing the ball off, and it's just like, I don't know. It's just it I don't know. I'm so curious what Seahawks fans felt watching that game, especially because the beginning of it was just like, I mean, it felt like you were about to score 80 points. I mean, it was just like, seriously, I mean, you're just like, we're about to score like 70 points right now, man. Like they can't do anything to stop us. You ran the ball 46 times. Again, it's not like Sam Darnold played bad. He had the fumble and the interception, but like only he was 10 for 12. Like it's just, I don't know. It's just a weird game to me. Again, I want to emphasize a good game, but just a weird game. And and the problem is that I'm also looking at a game like this with my lens because, I do like my tiers for quarterback and teams, and I do it strictly this, just week to week to week. And so I'm thinking to myself, like, where do I even put the Seahawks for this? Because they won big, but it was such a bizarre game and such a bizarre win that I'm like, I try to make it like pretty specific how I rank them. That way I don't just like do any big win, like automatically goes to the top because then that's boring. And same thing with Sam Darnold. It's like, you guys know, I think Sam Darnold's elite and has been a top quarterback in the NFL. And it's like he did play well, but he didn't have to do much. And then one fumble wasn't his fault. Um, the other one was, it was a good play, but just is what it is. And then the interception. And so it's like, but again, he only threw 12 times. Like if they were just like, hey, we're just gonna continue to play football in the second half, like I'm sure he would have done more, right? It's not hard to imagine that he could have had another touchdown and had well over 200, if not 300 yards. Like, were they really trying to work the ball to Jackson Smith and Jigba? Like, it's just a weird game, man. Just a weird game. So, I'm curious what you guys all have to say about this because the reality is like, I show you my notes. There's nothing. I mean, it's literally, I have like 3 sentences here. I think it's L, and I usually take a lot longer, deeper notes, but it's just like, what's there to, like, what is there actually to say? It was just game, set, match within the first 10 minutes of the game, and then after that, it just kind of devolved into just some weird, indescribable, random moment throughout the course of a game. So those are just my thoughts, my very sobering, conscious, grounded, highly intelligent thoughts. That is, but I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. How do you make sense of a game like this? A clear-cut and dry Seahawks win. They're clearly the best. They're clearly better, of course, than the Arizona Cardinals, but like still a little weird, still a little sloppy at times, but also understandable considering the circumstances. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.